Welcome back, students. Today we are going to start our new chapter, force and laws of motion. Firstly, we are going to discuss about the force, what is force and how it acts on the various bodies. Okay, let's see what is force. Force is a push or pull which tries to move or tries to displace or displaces a body from its initial position. Okay, so let's define force. It is defined as the push or pull which displaces or tries to displace a body from its initial position. Okay, so guys, this is the definition of force. It is a push or pull which tries to displace or displaces a body from its initial position. It is mainly of two kinds, but in general life we studies about various kind of forces, but on the base of their effect we define the force in the two forms. It is of two types. It is of two types. First is balanced forces and another one is unbalanced forces. Unbalanced forces. As the name suggests, that balanced forces are those forces whose net effect is zero. Okay, or we can say that if a number of forces are acting on a body and their net effect is zero on the body, then the body is said to have balanced forces. Okay, suppose we have, let's take the example of balanced forces. Suppose we have a book lying on the table. Suppose this is the book which lies on the table. Okay, so the net forces on the book is balanced forces and the net effect on the book is zero. Here two kind of forces are acting on the book. First one is the weight which is vertically downward and it is represented by mg, gravitational force, and the other one is the normal reaction which is always perpendicular to the surface of the body. So this one is the normal reaction which is represented by r, or from there we can observe that r is equals to mg. So the net effect of normal reaction and the weight of the body is zero. So the forces acting on the body which lies on the table is balanced forces. Okay, all the bodies which are rest surrounding us are supposed to have balanced forces, and on the other hand, unbalanced forces are those forces whose net effect is not zero, but due to the unbalanced forces there is a motion in the body. Okay, or we can simply say that all the bodies which are in motion are said to have the unbalanced forces. Okay, let's take an example of unbalanced forces. Suppose we have a ball. Suppose we have a ball which is rolling on the floor. So here we can see that the two kind of forces are acting on the body. First one is frictional force which acts on the opposite direction. It acts in the opposite direction. This one is frictional force, and in this direction the net applied force. Net applied force. Here we can observe that the net applied force on the ball is greater than the frictional force if the suppose net applied force is capital F. If the net applied force capital F is greater than the frictional force Fr, then the body is in motion, or here the body, our body is in motion, our ball is in motion. So this ball have the unbalanced forces. Okay. So guys, this is these are the two forces. First one is balanced forces and another one is unbalanced forces. Now we are going to discuss about the laws of motion. Firstly, we will going to discuss about the Newton's first law of motion. We have three laws of motion which were given by a great scientist, Sir Isaac Newton. Okay, now let's start our first law of motion. That is also known as the law of inertia. But firstly, we will going to discuss about the first law of motion, and after that we will going to discuss about inertia. Okay, let's start our first law of motion. Newton's first law of motion. Newton's first law of motion. Newton's first law of motion states that if a body is in rest, then it will remain in rest, or a body is moving along a straight line, it will always move along a straight line, and a body is moving in a particular direction, then it will never going to change never go to change its direction. मीन टू से अगर हमारे पास कोई बॉडी है और वो रेस्ट पोजीशन पर है तो वो रेस्ट में ही रहेगी, मोशन के अंदर है तो वो मोशन के अंदर ही रहेगी, और किसी पर्टिकुलर डायरेक्शन के अंदर अगर वो चल रही है तो वो उसी डायरेक्शन के अंदर चलती रहेगी। कब तक? जब तक उसके ऊपर बाहर से कोई फोर्स ना लगाया जाए, until any external force is applied on the body. So what is our Newton's first law of motion? It states that if a body is in rest, then it will remain in rest, or a body in motion, then it will remain in motion, or a body is moving along a particular direction. The body is moving along a particular direction, then it will moves along the same direction until any external force is applied on it. So this is our first law of motion, that it states that if a body is in rest, then it will remain in rest. If a body is in motion, then it will continue its motion, and if a body is moving along a particular direction, it will remains in there. It will going to move in the same particular direction until any external force is applied on that body. So this is our Newton's first law of motion. From there we can define a term which is known as inertia. Whenever you guys were going to listen about inertia, आप लोगों के माइंड में एक माइंडसेट पहले से रहना चाहिए कि इनर्शिया क्या रहता है कि एक इनेबिलिटी रहती है. इनर्शिया इज द इनेबिलिटी ऑफ ए बॉडी ड्यू टू विच इट रिटेन्स इट्स पोजीशन. ओके, ड्यू टू विच इट रिटेन्स इट्स पोजीशन. इनर्शिया क्या रहेगा, किसी भी बॉडी की इनेबिलिटी रहेगी जिसकी वजह से वो अपनी पोजीशन को रिटेन करने की कोशिश करेगी, मींस अपनी पोजीशन को चेंज नहीं करेगी. ओके, लेट्स डिस्कस अबाउट द इनर्शिया. इट इज डिफाइंड, it is the inability of a body due to which it retains its position, due to which it retains its position, or we can simply say that it is the inability of a body due to which if a body is in rest it will remain in rest, or a body in motion it will remains in motion, or a body is moving along a particular direction then it will move along that particular direction. So from there we can also say that Newton's first law is can also be defined as the law of inertia, because the same thing is in inertia, that a body is in rest always remains in rest, and a body in motion always remains in motion, and a body moving along a particular direction it will never going to change its direction until any external force is applied on the body. So Newton's first law of motion is also known as the law of inertia. Okay, now we are going to discuss about the types of inertia. We have three types of inertia. First is inertia of rest, second one inertia of motion, and third one inertia of direction. Okay, let's discuss about the inertia one by one. Inertia क्या रहता है, inability. Inertia is the inability. Here we can say that inability, there is an ability to retain its position. Okay, inertia is of three types. First one is inertia of rest, second one is inertia of motion, and third one is inertia of direction. Inertia of direction. Let's discuss one by one. First, what is inertia of rest? If a body is in rest position, then it will remains in the rest position until any external force is applied on the body. Okay, then the inertia possessed by the body is said to be inertia of rest. Means अगर कोई बॉडी हमारे पास रेस्ट पोजीशन में है तो वो अपनी रेस्ट पोजीशन को ही रिटेन करने की कोशिश करेगी, अपनी रेस्ट पोजीशन को नहीं छोड़ेगी कब तक, जब तक उसके ऊपर बाहर से कोई फोर्स ना लगाया जाए. तो उसे क्या हम बोलेंगे, हम तो वो बॉडी के कौन सा इनर्शिया लेगी, इनर्शिया ऑफ रेस्ट. ओके, नेक्स्ट वन इज इनर्शिया ऑफ मोशन. ओके, अगर हमारे पास कोई बॉडी है और वो मोशन के अंदर है तो वो मोशन के अंदर ही रहेगी जब तक हम उसके ऊपर बाहर से कोई फोर्स नहीं लगा देते. It means if a body is in motion, it will remains in motion until any external force is applied on the body. Then the inertia possessed by the body is known as inertia of motion. Let's take the direction of inertia. Example of inertia of rest. Suppose we were sitting in a car or a bus or in a train, and car or train starts suddenly, and then we have a sudden jerk in the backward direction. That is due to inertia of rest. हम या तो गाड़ी के अंदर या फिर किसी ट्रेन के अंदर बैठे हैं और वो एकदम से चलना स्टार्ट करती है तो हमें पीछे की तरफ झटका लगता है, सडन जर्क लगता है. वो किस वजह से होता है, इनर्शिया ऑफ रेस्ट की वजह से होता है. Okay, let's take the example of inertia of motion. In the same manner, if a car, bus or train stops suddenly, then we have a sudden jerk in the forward direction. In case of inertia of rest, we have a jerk in the backward direction, but in case of inertia of motion, we have a sudden jerk in the forward direction. ओके, ये किस वजह से होता है कि हमारी बॉडी क्या रहती है, व्हीकल के साथ मोशन के अंदर थी और वो एकदम से रुकेगी तो व्हीकल तो रुक जाता है, लेकिन हमारी बॉडी क्या करती है, उसके अंदर इनर्शिया ऑफ मोशन होता है और जिसकी वजह से वो अपनी पोजीशन को रिटेन करने की कोशिश करती है, स्टेट ऑफ मोशन को रिटेन करने की कोशिश करती है और हमें एक झटका लगता है जिसकी वजह से हम आगे की तरफ गिरते हैं। ओके, नाउ लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द इनर्शिया ऑफ डायरेक्शन। सपोज वी वर मूविंग इन ए पर्टिकुलर डायरेक्शन, suppose that a car is moving on a highway. Okay, a car is moving on a highway and it takes a sharp turn. Suppose it takes a very sharp turn, then the people sitting near the window or inside the car have a backward, or we can say outward pull, due to which they moves in the opposite direction of the motion of the car. अगर सपोज हम किसी गाड़ी के अंदर ट्रेवल कर रहे हैं और गाड़ी क्या करती है, एकदम से मुड़ जाती है, तो हमें क्या करता है, जिस तरफ हमारी गाड़ी मुड़ी है उसके अपोजिट डायरेक्शन में एक फोर्स लगता है जिसे हम क्या बोलते हैं, इनर्शिया ऑफ डायरेक्शन। ओके, तो ये जो हमें बाहर की तरफ धक्का लगता है ये किसकी वजह से लगता है, इनर्शिया ऑफ डायरेक्शन की वजह से लगता है। सो स्टूडेंट्स, दीज आर द थ्री टाइप्स ऑफ इनर्शिया: इनर्शिया ऑफ रेस्ट, इनर्शिया ऑफ मोशन एंड इनर्शिया ऑफ डायरेक्शन। होप यू गाइस एंजॉय द वीडियो। थैंक यू।